I do mess with mushrooms. First time acknowledging on the podcast. I fuck with it a lot. You know, it's my shit, but not a lot. Every time I do it, it's sparingly. I kind of plan it. It's a very special event at this point in my life, and every time I've done it, it's an iOS update for my mind. I have to say, I've been dying to say this story. Because it relates to my dad who just turned 51. My
Shout
whole
out
life,
to Big Apex.
my whole life, I've had a problem dealing with mortality and death, but not for myself because I know I'm out gone one day. But it's been tough for me for my loved ones and my pets and my family and and the people who I hold dear, my friends. And it's like, damn, I can't imagine a world without them here. And most importantly, my best friend, my dad, he's one person I've had a really hard time understanding that. And it wasn't until the second or third time I did mushrooms. Every time I did it was heroic dosages, 3.5s, lemon tech, which I put whatever.
Tech,
if you don't know what lemon tech is, I'm gonna put right there.
It's the same effect that happens when the mushrooms get in your stomach.
So
they hit the acid of your stomach, and it
just counteracts it so you don't vomit. That's the point of doing it with lemon.
It turns from psilocybin to psilocybin inside your stomach.
So check me out. This
I
story.
did that with my first time smoking weed. Ever smoked the mushrooms.
That's crazy. So let me get this right quick, G. We could get the one after. This shit was crazy because the second or third time I did mushrooms, bro, it really changed my life and it helped me acknowledge that we're all gonna be gone one day. Even our loved ones. And the truth is, you gotta appreciate it. So here's how the story goes. I'm dolo at the crib. You know, I have pets. Shout out my pets. I'm gonna put all three of them right there. But at this time, I just have two. And I go to visit my pets, and I see my bird and my dog, and I just have a moment with them, and I realize, damn, one day you guys aren't gonna be here. I feel so terrible. You know, like it's crazy because we're here for your whole life and you're here for a part of our lives. It's incredibly selfish how we get mad at pets for the stupidest things when the most they have a mind capacity of a 2-year-old. So I have a moment with my pets and then my bird and my dog, and then eventually I take my girl out, my dog, my baby, Princess Bella, my Princess Paws, and we go for a walk around the block. It's nighttime, it's Christmas time, the lights are out around the neighborhood, and we go to the next neighborhood and we walk, and at this moment the lights are somewhat off and there's a house to my right. And for some reason the street lights off. I remember this so clearly. This happened already like 3-4 years ago. So the street lights are off, and then to my right, I'm tripping balls right now. This is my third time ever doing shrooms, and I'm tripping balls, and the lights are off. And usually when I've done shrooms at this moment, it's at the crib, very controlled. This is my first time really going out wilding. And to my right, I hear a noise, and it's what I think's a young guy come out of his house, his front door, and I'm like, damn, this is my neighborhood that I've grown up in my whole life. I didn't know this Chico lives here, and I'm thinking it's some young guy I recognize from the gym, and I'm not really looking at him because I'm tripping balls, but I'm like looking at him like,
oh my God,
with my pure vision. So check me out.
Right.
From far,
you're not looking, but you're looking.
I'm on the sidewalk and he's in his doorway. From far, he looks like a Chico, a young guy that I recognize from supposedly the gym in my mind. And then I'm not paying attention to him, but as he gets closer, he's not even looking at me. He's like on his phone or something. As he gets closer to me, the lighting starts showing his face clearer. And I have like this vision where it's like Benjamin Button. I never even seen the Benjamin Button movie, but the concept is Benjamin Button where the guy gets older and younger. I see the guy go from this young Chico I imagine at the gym, walking closer, and then I see him start growing and aging before my eyes. I start seeing his wrinkles come out. Wow. I start seeing his black hair turn gray. And I'm like, oh my God. I saw this whole guy's life flash before his eyes.
You saw his wave of all his life.
His whole life. I saw him go from fucking 18, 19 to 60, 70, whatever it was. Bro, that happens, bro. And the guy doesn't even know I'm existing. For all I know, the guy's on his phone calling whoever he's calling, doing his mission. And bro, I'm there walking my dog, and bro, I started bawling because I had the moment with my pets slightly before. So, dude, I started bawling, and now I'm going on a bad trip. But the truth is, there's no such thing as a bad trip. Anytime you have a bad trip, it's something your mind it's something your mind has to go through, and you're just getting high to avoid it and escape it. But that's something your brain has to acknowledge. There's no such thing as a bad trip. I'm having a bad trip. Exactly. And even when people have bad trips and they cry, afterwards they appreciate what they went through. Yes. So I'm having this moment, but it's really negative at this moment because I'm like, damn, we're all gonna die. This is terrible. Fuck. And then, bro, it couldn't be more than 2 minutes after. I'm crying, bawling. And then, bro, I hear hee hee ha 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 ha.
What the fuck? That's beautiful, man.
No, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Slot machine.
No, even better than the leprechaun. Even better. It's the same old man. It's the same old man coming from the house across the street with a little kid. a little
the
kid that must be
fuck?
his grandson or something, and they're just swinging. I guess it's his grandson, and the family has two houses on the block, one across the street and one from
Right.
he came out, and he's just walking him back, and they're swinging like almost skipping, but he's not skipping, but like the kid's skipping, and bro, he's just laughing, and they're doing their thing, and I turned around from crying of sadness to crying of happiness, because it wasn't until that moment in my life that I realized we are gonna die, homie. You listening at home?
Right.
Don't deny it, bro.
You saw that
We're gonna be
whole
gone.
transition.
Appreciate the
Yeah,
time
the
you're here.
span.
Love it. Enjoy it, because the truth is, it's only one.
You know what
There's
you did right
nothing
there?
else after. It's only
That's
one.
called spirit switching. You switch into his spirit to see where you trying to like. You ever heard that Eminem song where he talks about switching shoes? That's a spirit switch shoes, so you can like see through another perspective and
You
be
know,
like,
through the
okay, so life is like that.
life is like that, and I wanted to build on the wisdom of the psilocybin story, because through that journey, I'm here to tell you it's possible. You would have to do your body weight in mushrooms, because this is how it works. We are so close to the mycelium network. It's human DNA, mycelium network, and then plants, and then apes and all that other stuff. But that's the way it goes. It's human DNA, mycelium network, and plants. So mycelium network, I use that high dosage. You can do it and go and do mushrooms and have fun, of course. But I don't recommend it. I recommend it for shadow work. I recommend it for building yourself.
What's shadow work?
Shadow work is when you go into the deep, dark realms of darkness of your soul.
The shadow realm?
Not the shadow realm, but there is the other world that you can tap into. Shadow work of dealing with all your dark traumas, because we have 5 to 10
How did you do it?
generations
Do you
of
get it?
ancestral trauma built up in our DNA.
Do you get it like in a dark room, like just
Yes,
like,
absolutely. Dark
like
rooms
just
help
dark
you.
room, just
So
like
with the high
or
doses
maybe like
of
a mirror, just like stare at yourself, like
high
go
dose.
into yourself, like stare at yourself, like and tell everything of your life to yourself and try to work on it. Like,
that could be possibly could be used. I mean, you said you've done long doses of mushrooms
yeah, of
and
course.
LSD.
I'm
so,
saying it because those are part of
right. So
you know things
I would
people
agree
do
with
to-
you. I would agree with you. I would shut off all the lights. I would turn off all the TVs, all the music, and
All the lights.
maybe light a candle so you can have a constant, and then get a blanket and be really comfortable, and either just let your mind take over and tap in. So psilocybin is not like the Jedi's getting trained by the whole order coming together with the Padawans and all the different Jedi's learning together. Psilocybin is more like the Sith teaching the apprentice. The Sith being the mushrooms, not in a negative way, but it's only one teacher and one student, and it's not for you to do high doses together.
Yo, how old
Although
were you
I
when
would
you did
try
mushrooms? Well, how old was when was your
that. Well,
first time?
I've done mushrooms when I was young. I did LSD when I was younger, but as of recently, I've been doing mushrooms on a
No, but
weekend
what
basis.
Age? What age were you?
Yeah, you remember the
My
first
youngest
time?
age, I was about 17 years old when I took LSD.
That's
Where are
crazy.
you from?
What was your youngest age? Real quick.
Dude, I think it was like 21 or 22.
Yeah, I did it older. I didn't do it till the pandemic. That was the first
Can I
time.
tell you a quick story real quick?
Get it.
On my first time on LSD, when I was 17, I had the Biggie album. Shout out to Biggie. We were talking about bringing back R.I.P. I had the Biggie Ready to Die album, and I had it on a boombox. And we were in a park, Beach Lake, out in Miami Lakes, Miami Gardens area. And the beach lake was dark as hell at night, but I had this boom box, and we were on shrooms, and it felt like I was in a club, and I was rocking out. And I look back, and I just see this dark ass park, and I'm like, oh shit! I thought like literally my brain was in the club, but that's just shout out to Biggie, man. I wanted to give that quick
R.I.P.
note.
Biggie, man.
So back to what I was saying about the macro dosing. Yes, you can do shadow work in the darkness with the lights off. This is why I don't recommend it for everybody unless you're really ready and really need to dig that deep and have traumas that you need to heal and go through. Because like I was saying, we have 5 to 10 generations of ancestral trauma backed up in our DNA. So in order for us to work through our own either childhood, teenage.
How deep into psychedelics have you been to? Like, what's the deepest psychedelics you've done? DMT?
What do you- No,
ayahuasca?
I've just been.
Have you
using-
licked the toad?
I haven't done any of that. Mostly psilocybin is the mushrooms. I haven't done DMT. I've heard stories about it. I'm not putting that out of the realm of trying it. But right now, I know the psilocybin can't hurt me. And from me recovering from a stroke, I'm all about impurities and the toxification factor. How much toxins am I going to allow in my body? I literally look at the ingredients on everything.
The stroke, you think that was from
Toxin, really cool
stroke
Pokemon.
that was from drugs? Like, you think the stroke that was from drugs? Like,
No, well, yes, it was
drugs?
it was from consumption. It was from drugs. It was from alcohol, cocaine. It was from
for sure,
from bad energy, bad people. All that together. It's not only consumption is not one thing, and I just like to make a point of that. And it's a whole holistic journey to heal, right? You need to heal everything. So you have to let go of all these vices. And we're all at our own time. And we're all different reflections. So you can't really judge anybody. People can say you're addicted.
Hell
like you
no.
were saying earlier, everything's a drug. Cheese. Why is cheese so addictive? Because it hits the casomorphines in your brain. Queso is Latin for cheese. Morphines is for the receptors in your brain that it hits. And the endorphins, yeah. And
bro,
that's
people are addicted to playing World of
cheese
Warcraft all day.
is a drug. It tells you itself.
It's a
Morphine.
fucking game.
Same thing. Morphines, the same receptors that morphines hit. That's the same thing cheese does to your brain. That's why it's hard to let go of so much stuff.
It's
and we've got to break the
though.
matrix.
Yeah, humans make mental connections.
Psilocybin does help breaking through the matrix. I can agree with that, and it will heal you. There has been many studies and testimonies dealing with emotions, dealing with all kinds of things. You know what? I'll say this. I've been able to talk about being molested as a child, and that's something I've hid in my life for over 35 years. And I can speak about it, and I've actually talked to my daughter about it. Shout out to Gianna Sophia Vellet.
That's really powerful, man.
You know, yeah, man. I can talk about it and be okay with it and not even get emotional. And even though I can get emotional, but right now I'm so clear. And also, I like to say, being a factor for your family and friends means that you're part of a fact. And when you're part of a fact, you're part of the truth. And when you're part of the truth, it's so much easier to hold your head high and walk in your light and shine bright like you're supposed to, because we all are electrical beings.